and there is my bail.
Oh.
And for those of you new to jewelry making, the bail is what you put it on to hang it.
Right.
Whether it's a part of it or whether it's a finding, however you do that. Now you can see that I really don't have anything in here and it's holding its shape. If you really want to put something in there, you can get something as easy as a straw.
Oh, see, and I love it because you do get more. She shows you, takes you through the process of creating beautiful pieces, but the better you get with it, you start finding these things.
Oh, you find these things. I'm learning new things all the time on how to keep things moist, on how to get the clay just the way you want it, as quickly as you can. So let me put this here. Well, that's not gonna stay. Okay, fine.
Now, and then.
Okay, so then this goes immediately onto your warmer.
Or your blow dryer if you have that at home. So
or your blow dryer.
There you go. So you're going to warm it. How long do you think that'll take?
This takes about 10 minutes maybe.
Okay, and you know what I'm going to do then? While you were letting that dry, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to tell everybody about what they're getting in the kit and give y'all one last opportunity. And we're going to just show you here in a little while how it's incredible that when you actually heat that, after it dries and you polish it, how just right before your eyes, this turns into the most beautiful piece of sterling. I keep forgetting, it's not sterling. Sterling is lower quality. This is pure, 0.999 pure silver jewelry. But in the meantime, we're going to show you everything you're getting in the kit. We were talking about polishing your piece, your silver. That polishing cloth, it was created for the art clay silver. It's included. You're getting, of course, the firing brick is included in this, and that's the best way and the most efficient and, to me, safest way to fire your silver. You're getting the video. I mean, I can take you through every single thing that you get in this. I mean, my goodness, for $219.99, you know, Mother's Day is next week, and maybe you missed out on this the time before, or you're a mom, and I think a lot of times moms, often in buying things for their kids, for their family, they forget about themselves. Do you understand, but by getting this for you is kind of like a treat for yourself for Mother's Day, the difference that this could possibly make in your life. You could have a new passion. And imagine not giving roses that you buy from of course, a florist, but giving her silver roses. I mean, you can make beautiful jewelry with this.
Oh, yeah.
That silver featuring the rose instead. Now, and while we're waiting on this to dry as well, I want you to see exactly what Jackie showed you. She took, again, that work surface that is made not to stick to the art clay, the slat stuff, of course, hold those at the size that you need, the roller, and added the texture, and she simply rolled that out. Now, after this, after she creates this, she cuts it. So if you're going to do a pendant, let's say, or maybe earrings or a little charm, she dries it and sands it, and the sanders actually do come in the kit as well. Then she fires it with that butane torch. And let me just say right now, I am one of these people, I can't light candles without burning my fingers. If I can, and I'm not kidding you. I mean, I had no problem. I might even, in a minute, you know, do this myself a little bit at some point today. Then you polish it with that polishing cloth, and look, it takes not very long at all. And if you've got the food dehydrator, it takes even less. If you want to put, slip any of this in a food dehydrator, you're going to have gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous, silver in minutes. Beautiful silver designs, and pure silver, no less. And that is the magic of this kit, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And what you have to remember when you're using art clay is the kind of clay that you're using. I know in the extruder kit that I'm going to show,
which is going to be coming up
very shortly.
I know, I'm very excited.
We're using slow dry. And art clay has two different kinds of clay in terms of how fast they dry. And the slow dry clay, and I talk about them in the book too.
Which you can get right now too.
Which you can get right now. Crazy. So in slow dry, it takes a little bit longer to dry because it lets you work with it longer. So if you're extruding things, it doesn't dry as quickly.
That's great.
And you need that. You absolutely need that. So when you're drying it, you have to remember that you're going to allow it to dry. And I'm going to show you real quickly how to tell if it's dry.
And now I've got to tell everybody, I want to remind, we're going over a lot of the techniques, and here's the nice thing about this. If you're watching today and you're ordering, the way you're going to make sure you get all of the information that she is telling you right now, we have this brand new book, and I'm going to have right here, let's hold it right, oh, here you go, you hold it, they're going to go to you. Metal Clay, the complete guide, and I know that Margot is all about this. She got to review this ahead of time, and I want you to look on the inside of this. I know this has to be, I think you do an amazing job. I think the way you teach in written form, it's like having you there, and it's funny, everyone said they got the book from before, the different book, it's just like she talks. I loved it, because you really do explain it in detail, right?
Well, I do, and it's people ask me, how do you know what to put in a book? Well, this one, they said it's the complete guide. Now, obviously, nothing is ever complete because it changes so rapidly. But this is pretty much my brain poured out in a book. Yeah.
And it's so nice because, you know, I think it's a gift to be a teacher and to know how to teach people. And that's what's so nice, to be able to sit down and read a book and know exactly, step by step, exactly what you mean and how to do it and not be confused is amazing.
So on the chapter headings, you get to see a really nice piece that's been finished, and then you get the different chapters have different things like technique, repair, bales.
Like the bale we just did.
Like the bale we just did, rollover bale. So it goes through and defines a lot of these things that are in our vocabulary now. If you want to make a bale, your own bead caps, you can do that. You can make how to do hollow forms, how to do the syringe, how to use, how to make toggles. So this book, if you're getting into metal clay, really gives you everything you need. Everything you need.
And you know, we all agreed when you're working on with any kind of project, it's so nice. I can't stand to be looking at a book, and Margot was saying this too, and it keeps like falling, you know, falling closed because it's not spiral bound. This is spiral bound, so if you're working at a desk, you're working at your craft table, you don't have to worry constantly about losing your place. I love that. It lays out flat. You've got gorgeous pictures so you can really see, truly not just in words, but in steps. But in steps, exactly how to do this project. And what I love is like the slow dry clay, which we're going to talk about with the extruder. All of the information about the slow dry clay, just like you have Jackie sitting here, is going to be in the book.
Yeah.
And it color-coded on chapters, too, and I like that as well.
Color-coded on chapters, and it talks to you even about polishing, different ways of polishing, using a burnisher, using a tumbler. So really, you can refer to this all the time, not necessarily just when you're starting out, but then there are actually 4 projects. When you get to actually opening up clay and doing the projects, it's 2 projects that are simpler and 2 projects that are more complicated. So it really is very, very complete.
And if you already have the original book, I'm telling you, this is the next step, and it will be something you consistently refer to. The things that you may forget, like when you're going through and you think you remember it all, it's going to be that quick reference guide where you can go right to the page that you need. So it's a must for anybody that works with art clay, whether you're a beginner or someone who just started. Now, if you're like, maybe you are a beginner and you were lucky enough to get that big kit today, which, by the way, is almost gone. We have only about 35 left of the one that it's so funny. You'd be so proud of me, Jackie. I'm getting the molding compound today because I'm making the silicone molding compound, which is available. I'm making those little shell earrings. This book, I swear, it's written in such a way. It's again, your art clay silver. It's the basic guide to the art clay. It is written as if you are never have even picked up clay before in your life. It's so simple to understand. And I think when you teach, you assume they know nothing and you start from the very basics. They're going to do it from the tools that you need, which, by the way, the tools that are discussed in this book are tools that you get in the big kit. Yeah. There's only 33 of these left, actually 31 of these right now. Big pictures, which I'm all about pictures when I'm learning.
Oh, yeah, it's very important.
And it's going to, actually, the projects we learn to get certified, you get those projects, I believe, in this kit, or in this book, so that's wonderful. And there's only about 27 of these left. It's only $19.99. And again, what I love is everything is so simple, it's so easy to read. You've got these big, colorful pages. And just to think, here's an example of some of the beautiful jewelry you're going to be making. And I didn't believe it. I know when I came in the class that day, and I played with the art clay silver, but I didn't have the book at the time, and you sat me down. I mean, by the end of the 3-day period, which again, that was boot camp for me. You've got all the time in the world with Jackie because you got the video at home. I was creating beautiful things like this, and I mean, we're looking at finished pieces that you would see in jewelry stores, for instance, hundreds of dollars.
Well, one thing about this book is this is the same book we use for certification program. Right. So every time somebody gets certified in art clay, they get this book as part of their curriculum package, but you can buy it separately. And that's great because this is a project-driven book. This isn't like my Black Complete Guide, which is technique, which is this is how you do it. In the basics book, these are the projects you can do. And there's 22 projects. It's a fabulous book. So, and really to me,
you really need both if possible. And by the way, that book is sold out. I love, and Margot and I both agree, again, that's more of a class-driven type book where you learn the projects. But I'm telling you, for everyday reference, for those of you who already have this, wherever you are in terms of working with your art clay silver, this is a must. Next to getting the clay in your hand and that big kit, this is to me the next thing that you're going to buy. You need to buy right now. And this is selling like crazy. So for all of you that already have the art clay, that's going to be perfect, I think. I think that's
Okay.
the perfect. Now,
So now I'm going to show you guys how to check and see if it's dry.
okay, good. Because,
Okay.
yeah, we're waiting on our
Yeah, because we're
bill.
waiting on it, and you know, I know we're all impatient,
I'm the worst.
but what I can show you guys is what can happen if you don't wait for it to dry, because, you know, if you don't wait for it to dry, it's just going to, well, it'd be a surprise.
Yeah.
But here's what you do, is you take your piece, and you go to something that's either metal or glass, and you put it on, and now you count to 10,
Okay.
leisurely. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you take it off.
Okay.
And you look and see if, oh, you see there was some
Little
condensation.
residue. Okay.
If there's condensation, it means that it's not dry,
Okay.
because it means there's still water inside the
Right.
piece. And if you fire it and there's condensation, what will happen is the water that's inside the piece will turn to steam.
Oh.
And you know what happens when steam is inside of something? It tries to get out.
It makes it frizzy in my hair, so it comes out. So then when it explodes?
Well, it kind of does a jelly bean thing,
Ooh.
like a Mexican jelly bean.
No.
So I can show people.
Let's not
because,
do that.
Well, if we want to fire it now, that's what will happen.
No, we don't have to, because here's the thing. We're down to, what, 50 of the big kits left?
Oh, okay.
We got all the time in the world, girl. You're
Well, because we've got the extruder.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do next while we're waiting.
Yay.
But that's a good thing to know, because you don't want to fire too soon,
You don't want to fire too soon. And in the video, I go through all of this.
And
all
that's
of
what's
this.
great. That's what's great.
Because these are the little things that they don't tell you in the instructions, because you can't write everything down. Well, you can in a book, but, you know, in the instruction thing that you get like this, that you get in the package, it's got Japanese on one side and English on the other, and these are the instructions, and they have to figure out what are they going to tell you that you really need. So that's why you need these books and you need these videos to tell you about how to dry, how to tell if it's dry, and how to fire it so it doesn't blow up and things like that.
Well, and that's what I love is, and you know, that's why everybody watched today too. You know, a lot of the folks out there that already have this, it's always nice to hear from you, and we can relax a little bit and have some fun and
Right.
learn some of the extra little insights from Jackie, who is the master. I mean, she taught every one of us, from Christian to Margot to myself, certified each of us in the art clay silver, and we got the first certification. I know Christian's going on to be a master teacher, I think. Is that right? I'm so excited.
Well,
She's
I
thinking
hope.
about it. I think that's right.
Well, there's something that comes next. There's the senior instructor, and I know that I would like her to do that.
And we
so
hope she
maybe
does too.
in-
She's
maybe in
amazing.
July.
But let's talk about
Let's
what's coming
talk of
up
the
next.
extruder. Okay.
Wow, I'm so excited.
This is the extruder, and it is stainless steel, and there are two reasons it's stainless steel. One is because it's heavier duty, but more mainly is because the other extruders that are out there for polymer clay are aluminum.
Oh.
And we all know, well, we should know, that you can't really mix aluminum and silver. When you have silver clay and you put it against aluminum, like at the early onset, some people would use aluminum foil and would come to find out that you would get all these huge black spots on your clay, and they wouldn't burn out. I mean, the clay is literally ruined. So you don't want to mix aluminum and metal clay.
So this is truly created to work with your metal clay.
With metal clay.
And that's really, really important. So you can't use anything else like this at home that isn't in the stainless. And now this is going to be the fun part. Now, if you're new to art clay and you got that big kit and you want to have the ultimate good time with your art clay, I think this is. Let's talk about it. Jen.
Okay,
This is awesome.
let's go for this. This is really, really cool. And what I like is you don't need to have really strong fingers to extrude, because before this, if you wanted to extrude some clay out of a syringe, you had to really have some strength in your hands to extrude through it. It was really tough. This makes it super easy. So in this kit, you get you get three silver stainless steel packages of the extruder and the discs. You get an additional package.
Now, this is so much fun because these are the shapes, right?
These are the shapes. So this one, see how big these are? The bigger the holes are? These big holes will allow you to make hollow beads with this last thing, which is the hollow core extruder.